Hi everyone! Today we are talking about science of dreams. Okay, I personally have a lot of weird dreams. I'm sure everybody has them. Sometimes they feel super real. Sometimes it just really doesn't make sense. Some people say it's like a mishmash of your subconscious, what you were thinking about day or what has been in your mind. I do want to go a little bit deeper into why and where does it come from and is it in our subconscious. I have my notes here, so I will be keeping track of my notes from here. The brain's activity during dreaming. So we have two types of sleep, REM sleep. REM sleep is REM, rapid eye movement. This is when the brain is highly active. It resembles a waking state. It is the stage where vivid story-like dreams happen. The limbic system, particularly amygdala, which is the emotion, and hippocampus, which is memory consolidation, works overtime, and this contributes to the emotional intensity and surreal imagery of the dream. And during the REM sleep, the prefrontal cortex is highly active. And prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain where logical thinking happens, rational logical thinking. So when it's less active, this means that the dreams often lack coherence, and this can lead to like bizarre storylines. Dreams during non-REM sleep, they tend to be simpler, they're more thought-like, they're more associated with recent memories. And when we look at the neurochemistry, we know that dopamine spikes during REM sleep, and this can be tied to why dreams during the REM sleep are more intensely emotional and they sometimes feel rewarding. So, the purpose of dreams. Why do we dream? Do they have a purpose? We have some theories about it. So, emotional processing and healing. This is the first theory. Dreams serve as a mental rehearsal for dealing with emotional issues, helping the brain process difficult feelings in a safe space. Stress-related dreams. Stress often triggers nightmares or dreams reflecting fears, while positive emotional resolution may lead to calmer dream themes. So this is a way of our brain to do the work at sleep, because sometimes our thoughts are stuck in the subconscious stage. So in that sense, when we're dreaming, our brain wants to fight with the stress, fear, and just any kind of emotional issues that we have that we might not even be aware of. Next one, memory consolidation. Neuroscientific studies show how the brain replays recent experience during sleep, organizing memories for long-term storage. So if you know about the déjà vu, you know that we have a short-term memory and then a long-term memory, and then déjà vu happens when our brain accidentally puts the memory in the long-term instead of short-term, so we think we already had the moment. It's kind of like a little error. The other theory for why we have dreams is that during sleep, we organize memories for long-term storage because in that sleeping state, it's easier for the brain to organize it. That's why when we're really sleep deprived, really long term, we can start having hallucinations because we don't store the memories as we should, like in the timeline, and we kind of lose the touch with reality. I don't recommend it. Dreams sometimes integrate fragments of unrelated memories, creating surreal but meaningful narratives. This might explain why some dreams feel oddly familiar or laden with symbolism. Dreams provide a state where the brain forms unusual connections, leading to creative insights. So, some scientific and artistic breakthroughs have reportedly been inspired by dreams. This is my favorite one, and this is how I would love to channel my dreams. There's a whole thing about keeping a dream journal, because you need to catch it when you remember. So if you keep a dream journal by your bed, then you're able to write it down as soon as you wake up. And if you cannot write it down in words, then you draw. Dreams provide a state where the brain forms unusual connections, leading to creative insights. Like we said before, sometimes our prefrontal cortex is not working, so the logic is out of question. So then we have these bizarre, unusual, strange connections that we normally would not make. The other theory is threat simulation theory. Dreams may act as evolutionary practice for dangerous or challenging scenarios, simulating what-if situations to prepare us for real-life risks. This is one of the main jobs of the brain, to detect threats and then prepare for threats. So during sleep, when we're dreaming, then we might have situations like that. This might be why dreams often involve emotionally charged themes like escaping a predator or navigating conflict. The byproduct hypothesis. Not all researchers believe dreams serve a functional purpose. This theory suggests dreams are random, meaningless byproducts of neural activity during sleep. There are few theories, and this one is the one that it means it's just random, it has no meaning. Repressed desires and subconscious insights. Sigmund Freud famously argued that dreams are the royal road to the unconscious, revealing hidden desires, unresolved conflicts, and unexpressed fears. So, though the modern neuroscience challenges Freudian symbolism, some aspects still remain influential in dream interpretation. And why do we dream specific things? Dream content often draws from experiences and events in the hours leading up to sleep. This might include conversations, worries, or fleeting thoughts you had during the day. Latent thoughts, underlying anxieties, desires, or memories influence dreams. So these influences, like anxieties, desires, or memories, they might manifest themselves in metaphorical imagery, such as flying or falling. We know a lot of people who have these moments. They see that they're flying in their dreams, and this is interpreted as freedom, and falling, and this is loss of control. This is why there's a thing as dream analysis. We do have some kind of association with the symbolism in the dream. We can interpret what it means in our mind. It might be coming from our desires, our anxieties, fears, and unfulfilled goals. So the other reason that we could be dreaming is emotional triggers. The brain prioritizes emotional significance over logical order during dreams. That's why highly emotional events like arguments, breakups often replay or influence the dream content. Certain universal symbols such as flying, being chased, water appear across cultures. These symbols may arise from shared human experience and emotional archetypes rooted in the collective unconscious. And this concept was suggested by Carl Jung. Lucid dreams. So, as we all know, lucid dreaming happens when the dreamer becomes aware that they're dreaming, sometimes gaining control over the actions or the narrative in the dream. This phenomenon suggests that the dream lies between the spectrum of consciousness and unconsciousness. Nightmares. Nightmares often emerge from stress, trauma, or underlying fears. They might serve a protective role by forcing the dreamer to confront emotionally charged or survival-based scenarios. The brain might revisit these scenarios in an attempt to find resolution or find clarity. How culture, personality, and life influence dreams. First, cultural framework. So, different cultures attribute various meanings to dreams. For example, indigenous culture often view dreams as spiritual messages or visions. But in ancient Egypt, dreams were seen as a divine communication. The modern psychology sees culture as shaping both how we dream and how we interpret dreams. Personality traits. This also has effect on how we dream and what we dream. So creative individuals often report more vivid and unusual dreams, while anxious people might have more frequent nightmares. Media and technology also has an effect on this. So media consumption influences dream imagery, with frequent exposure to violent or immersive content potentially leading to corresponding dreams. So if you are feeding yourself a lot of violent content, then the seed is planted in there, and that's what your brain has been consuming. So of course that has an effect on the dream. And a little bit of the annoying part, why dreams are hard to remember. Sometimes we don't remember it exactly after we wake up, and then it suddenly comes to us during the day. So, as we said, when the prefrontal cortex is less active during REM sleep, then it limits our ability to form cohesive memories of dreams. Dreams fade quickly upon waking because the brain transitions to conscious activity, replacing dream content with waking priorities. We have some fun hypotheses. I will read them out to you. Activation synthesis hypothesis. Wow, I said that in one go. So this was proposed by J. Allen Hobson and Robert McCarley in 1977. The core idea is that dreams are the result of random neural activity in the brain during REM sleep. The structure in the brainstem sends signals to the cerebral cortex, activating various sensory and memory regions. According to this hypothesis, the meaningless of dreams is because the brain attempts to impose meaning on these disorganized signals, weaving them into a story or narrative. So when we have gaps, it sometimes randomly links them. So it still feels like a narrative, but it is still made up of random points. So this narrative may feel significant or coherent, but it's merely a retrospective construction, like a product of the mind's natural storytelling instinct. Then we have another theory, threat simulation theory. This was proposed by Antti Revonsuo in the late 1990s, which is quite recent. The idea is that dreams evolved as a biological defense mechanism to help humans practice identifying and avoiding threats. As early humans faced constant human threats, like predators and natural disasters or interpersonal conflicts, dreaming offered a safe space to rehearse responses or dangerous scenarios and enhance preparedness. By stimulating life-threatening events repeatedly in risk-free environment, the brain trained itself to react faster and more effectively in the real world. Could this be? Maybe, but does this mean that we don't really need dreams anymore? Maybe back in time, people's dreams were less random. It was more associated with the real life threats, so it was it was more crucial for a brain to train itself, but maybe now it doesn't feel that need because of course we don't have threats. We mainly live in a safe environment, so maybe our dreams got more random. Mammalian dreaming, observed in animals like cats, dogs, and rodents, suggests this mechanism might be a shared evolutionary adaptation. Dreaming cats. Studies have shown that cats exhibit REM sleep behaviors similar to dreaming, such as acting out hunting or survival actions. So this supports the idea that dreaming may have survival value. So for now, this is all I have. Thank you for watching.